Okay, we are back. There's some kind of glitches on my camera. Now we try to turn all this buffer zone for point 2 into uh, into uh, transparent. So let's go to properties and symbology and you click symbol field. So you choose fill style, choose to no brush. Okay, do the same thing for all layers, and one after another, and they'll become transparent. Okay, okay, let's do it quickly. And do the same thing here for the next layer. And finally, this next layer. Okay. So now we have this set 2. Do the same thing for set 3. Let's turn on set 3. Set 3 here. Let's go to MMQGIS. Okay. Choose set 3 and MMQGIS. Create. So now set 3 is input layers. The name we choose unit to be meters, and flexible fixed radius start with 4,000. The temp file name, let's change start from 10 so that won't disrupt. Also change fix the number of edges, change to 64 and apply. Okay, so we have first point. Then we go to change radius into 8,000 and change the temp file name to 11, apply, and 16,000 and temp file name, temp 12, apply, then 24,000 and file name 13, apply. So now what is for? Again, we name them as buffer 3. See buffer 3 4,000 and buffer 3 8,000 and buffer 3 16,000 and buffer 3 24,000. Okay, we did that. So now again check into transparent and double click any layer, properties, symbology, and click this symbol field. I change it from solid to no brush. The fill style you change from solid to no brush. Okay. And the next one, again, properties, symbology, click symbol field, go at the fill style, change from solid to no brush. Okay. Do all of them. And finally, the last layer. Properties. So this is for set 3. Okay. So now if I put all of them together, you would see something like this. Okay. Okay. Set 1 and set 2. So now this is what you see. If I put on some just so that's what we see. And to get the maps that you see from figure 2 and figure 3, and you can simply turn on the turn on the this file. Let's change the color of this map. Go to turn on this, change the color, properties, symbology, change the color to be more transparent. Okay, that looks okay. So we'll have this. Okay, now let's first look at get the turn on the map. Let's site 1. Turn over site 2. Okay, and turn over site 3. So site 1, and then turn on the demand 1 to 1. Okay, demand point 1 to 1. So this will be the map that you can see, except the color. That will be the map you will see in figure 2, set 1 for demand point 1 to 1. So this map. Then you also see you can switch off this demand point 1 to 1. You go to demand point 1 to 2. Okay, for demand point 1 to 2, but you switch from site 1 to site 2. Okay, from site 1 to site 2. Site 2, and switch on these several layers. Here we go. So this will be the figure 2 second map. Okay, and figure 3, the first map and second map would be respectively demand point 131 and demand point 133. Okay, let's again let's switch on point 1. This point 1. Okay, and the point 1 and the buffer 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 4, and then there should be in terms of point should be demand point 131. This one, switch off demand point. So this would be figure 3 and figure 3 site for site 1. Okay, now let's do figure 3 for site 3. Okay, figure 3 site 3 should be, let's switch off site 1, switch off site 1, switch on site 3, switch on site 3, and the buffers, and all the buffers. And also we switch off demand point 131, switch on demand point 133. So that will be what you will get. So now you can see how we get those maps from figure 2, figure 3. Now one last thing, we need to find some statistics of market sale, and this is what we want to do here. First, let's going to see what we get from 1 to 1 and 1 to 2. Now let's leave the map 1 to 1. Okay, let's mute 1 to 1. Go to map 1 to 1. Okay. So let's go to map 1 to 1. Map 1 to 1 is this one. Okay, map 1 to 1. Okay. For this map, we know there are two new supply sites involved. One is supply point 1, which is 101, supply point 2, which is 102. So 101 and 102. Okay. So let's go, now with this map is on, let's go to site 1. Okay. Site 1 is this. With site 1, you have 4 buffer zones here. Okay. So we want to see that for these supply layer, supply values, we want to see that within each of the buffer zone, what is the value that is provided by 0.1. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's make sure that demand point 121 is selected. Demand point 121 is selected. Okay, because we want to summarize values from this layer. Okay, now let's go to make sure this layer is selected. Go to vector, vector research tools, select by location. Okay, now let's choose demand point 121. We want this. Then here, where the features, so you choose are within. So we want see the points that are located. We want to see the points that are from demand point 121 that are located within different buffer zones. Buffer zone, let's choose. Since this buffer zone surrounds site 1, we choose buffer 1 4000. So the buffer 1 4000. Okay. So now let me make sure that within the select by location, select features from, you choose demand point 121 because this is the point file. We want to see that what points from this point file fall within the buffer zone for 0.1 4000. Okay. Let's do this. Let's run. After you run, you close it. You can really see. You see, on the map you can see that this one big circle become yellow. That means that this circle is selected. Okay. Now again, you go to vector analysis tools. You can see basic statistics for field. And you go to the input layer is demand point 121, and you want to calculate some statistics. Which layer you want to calculate? We want to calculate this variable for V22. V22 refer to the variable supply point 1. So V22 supply point 1. And here is very critical point. You check selected features only. You only want to calculate the values that is the yellow at this point that is selected. So you don't see what is that value, and you run. If you run, you get some basic statistics. Okay, so you come up with some basic statistics. You can see the most critical is this value. Is the sum. 1396082. So that value you put in this space. You can see at your instruction handout at the bottom here you have this value here, and that is value you would put here. So you can just copy it over. Okay, so this value is this value 139. You copied it over to the table, or you can just write it in. Okay, so that value would read from there, and this is the site 1 from supply point 12 that we read from the buffer zone 4000 meters. Now let's go back to the same map. Let's go back to parameters. Okay, let's close. Now let's want to do the same thing. Let's uncheck everything. We unselect everything. Now go back to vector again. Research tool, select by location. This time we want same demand point 121 as the input file, as the select feature from this demand point 121, and again within. But this time we select different buffer zone. We select buffer zone 8000. In the buffer zone 1 8000. Buffer zone 1 8000. Okay. So we want to see that from demand point 121, how many points will fall within buffer zone 1 8000 and run. Okay. So you can see that some point that again the same point is selected, and so we know that within 4000 and 8000 just only one point was selected. So therefore, no need to calculate the value, and the value is going to be the same value. Let's go back to the table. We just copied this value to here because we did 8,000 and 4,000 is the same total amount of cell. Okay. Now let's go to see the next layer. Okay. So now let's uncheck and go to vector research tool, select by location, same select feature from demand point 1 to 1. Again, we are within, now it's buffer zone 1, 16,000 and run. Now you can see more points are selected. Now we're going to see that the sales value add up from this point, how much it's going to be. So let's go to vector, research tools, basic statistics for fields. Again, the field is demand point 1 to 1, and the column is going to be V22, and run statistics, and again, select the features only. You do not want the points that are not within the buffer zone 16,000. Okay, you selected features only. You run. Now this time you can have big sum. This is big sum. You copy this value into the table here. Okay, it's here this value. Okay, then we're gonna see how about within buffer zone 24,000. What is the total value? Okay, let's close this and uncheck that, and we go to vector research tools, select by location, same demand point 1 to 1, and are within. Now choose buffer zone 24, buffer zone 1, 24,000. Okay, so we want to see that all the points from demand point 1 to 1, how many of them are falling in the buffer zone 1, 24,000, and run. You close, you can see the more yellow points are selected, and you go to vector research tools, and basic statistics for fields, and demand point 1 to 1 are selected. Which column? Column number 22, and select the features only, and you run. You come up with sum, bigger sum. Let's copy this sum over 2 and put it in the table here. Okay, so that is from supply point 1, 2, and we see for 1 offer this much cell. Now let's see from supply point 1, 2 how much cell is offered by site 2. Okay, let's go to close this window, and we unselect everything, and we turn off site 1 and turn on site 2. All these layers here. So we want to see how much cell we generated within these 4 buffer zones. Okay, so now we can do the same thing. We are going to first select within the smallest buffer zone how many points are going to be. So now let's go to let's turn on. We're going to change the demand point file. We're going to change from demand point 1 to 1 to demand point 1 to 2, because these are the demand point that are centered on the new point 102. So switch to demand point 1 to 2. Okay. Now we go to vector research tools, select by location. Now we're going to select demand point 1 to 2. Demand point 1 to 2 as a select feature from layer. So we want to see that from demand point 1 to 2, how many points are falling buffer zone 2, 4,000. Okay, So by comparing to the feature from this is buffer zone, buffer 2, 4000. Okay, so we're going to select points here. Okay, then yes, okay, and run. Okay, now I can see. Okay, these few points are selected. Okay, now you go to vector uh, analysis tools and the basic statistics for fields, and here is input layer is demand point 1 to 2, and what field you want to get field V23, because V23 is the new select point 102. Okay, so that is very critical. Again, very critical. Select features only. See, on this window, you can see that we use demand point 122 as input layer and select features only. For the field, we choose variable 23, not 22 anymore. And you run, and the sum is this. You copy this sum into this table that record for site 1 and 2, between the two, how much it offer. Okay, this much. Let's move on to select the next layer. Okay, turn it off, unselect everything, and again the demand point 1, 2, 2, go to vector, research tool, select by location, again put the demand point 1, 2, 2, then are within the buffer zone 2, 8000, buffer zone 2, 8000. Okay, so run. So you can see now these many points are selected. We're going to calculate how much values actually involved here. Go to analysis tools, again basic statistics for fields, and demand point 1, 2, 2, which field? Field 23, and select features only and run, and you copy this sum into this table here. Okay, into this table here, and then move on to 16,000 layer. Okay, you keep doing this. So that is a little bit tedious, but eventually you'll get used to it. So let's go to, so we unselect everything, go to vector, research tools, select by location, again demand point 1, 2, 2 are within buffer zone 2, 16,000, and you select run. You can see more points are selected. Now you go add up the values, research this analysis tools, basic statistics for fields, and you choose variable V23 and select the features only. So these are very critical things to know. Then you summarize the value. Okay, then you put in. So you just keep doing it, and close, and unselect everything. Then go to vector, research tools, select the locations. One more time, the demand points 1, 2, 2 are within now buffer zone 2, 24,000. Okay, and after these points are selected, you go to calculate what are the market values are going to be. Analysis tools, basic statistics, and the same layer, and you choose the variable 23, select the feature only, run, you copy the sum into the table. Okay, so now we summarize the first, and then you can also find the sum. Okay, this sum are very critical, so you can do the sum by yourself. Now let me show you how we do the second half, the point 1 and 3. Okay, from supply point 1, 3. Okay, so now what we need to do, is we have 2 points involved, 1 and 3. First, we go back to set 1. Okay, first let's go back to set 1. Okay, let's turn off the set 2. Okay, go back to set 1, and hit buffers and buffer. Okay, just make sure you see it clearly. Okay. But now we're going to choose the demand point 131. Okay, we choose the demand point 131. Okay, demand point 131. Doesn't seem to be showing anything. 131. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to regenerate this 131. Seem to be not showing up on the map. Okay, I'm going to go back into, I'm going to delete this, so I'm going to just get a copy of demand point 133, get a copy of this duplicate, and from this copy I will go in there to remap this value, where everything else the same, the variable 22. 22 is okay, and classify, and I want the color to be green because we used green last time. Green. Okay. 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 And okay. Okay. So now, so this is I change the name to demand point 131. Okay, demand point 131. So demand point 131. So we're going to do the same thing as we did the last time. So we're going to see how much value is going to generate from this point. Okay, and here probably value may be quite similar to the one we get from first time. Okay, let's okay, let's go uncheck everything. So no point is selected. So now the active layer is demand point 131, and I go vector, select by research tools, select by location, and you put demand point 131 an input layer, and R within this buffer zone 1 4000. See how many points in demand point 131 fall within buffer zone 4000, buffer zone 1 4000, and run, and you can see some points are selected. Same point. Let's see what is the capacity. The value may not be exactly the same as from the same point when we use demand point supply point 1 2, because now we generate the market value by using the supply point 1 3. Okay, so now let's go to vector, analyze tools, analysis tools, basic statistical tools, select demand point 131 and variable 22, and select the features only, and run, and what is the value? 13960. Okay. Okay, let's copy that value to the table here. The same as last time. Okay. Okay, let's go back to see that whether a few other variables are same. That may not be always the same, though. Okay. Now let's unselect anything and go to vector, research tool, select by location, same layer, the demand point 131 are within the buffer zone 1 8000. Okay, run. Okay, so it's the same point. So let's copy it over, just same point. Okay, same point, copy it over. Okay, then let's choose 16,000. Okay, so unselect anything, go to vector research tool, select that location, and depend point 131 for within the buffer zone 116,000. Run, close. So this midpoint are selected. Let's go summarize statistics, analysis tool, basic statistics, and some layer. Go to choose variable 22, select the features only, and run. Let's see the sums. Okay, let's see. This value doesn't have to be always the same, but in this case it may be same because when we randomly generalize the capacities, and both times we use the same seed value, therefore it's quite likely that in some of the points they are the same as both from supply point 12 and supply point 13. Now let's look at one last buffer zone, 24,000. Unselect anything and go to research tool, select by locations, same demand point 131 are within. Now is buffer zone 24,000. Run and let's get, so these points are selected, and go to calculate the statistics, analysis tools, basic statistics, and go to variable v22, select the feature only, run, and this is the total value. Maybe the same as the first time. Okay. Yeah, it's the same. Okay. So now let's run set 3. Okay. Go back to set 3. So now we unselect everything. We switch from set 1 through set 3. Set 3 and all its buffer zones. Okay. Set 3 and all the buffer zone. And for demand point, we switch from demand point 131 to demand point 133. Okay, here. 133. Okay. Now we do the same thing I did before. Vector research tools. Okay. So that's so we need to switch to demand point. Switch this. You select demand point 133. Okay. Demand point 133 are within buffer zone 4,000 here. And you run it, and you can see these are one point that's selected. Then go to analysis tools, basic statistics, demand point 133. You want this time you want variable 23, not variable 22, variable 23, because that is actually the supply point 103. Okay, and select the feature only. Okay, run. The value is this. Okay, you can copy this value. So you keep doing this. Keep doing it until you fill out all the spaces. After that, after you fill out for set 3, 8,000 meters, 16,000 meters, and 24,000 meter buffer zone, and now you have the data to evaluate which is better. You can sum up this, this value to that value put here, this put here. So eventually you can come up with this. Within each of this buffer zone, 4,000, 8,000, 16,000, and 24,000 is together 1, 2, how much total it can generate in each of the buffer zone, compared with 1, 3 within each of the buffer zone, 4,000, 8,000, 16,000, and 24,000. And whichever combination 1, 2 or 1, 3 give you the largest value, that would give you a sense of which combination 1, 2 or 1, 3 is the better option to for the company to expand into the 2 locations. So that's, I do not complete that anymore. So I leave the rest of for you guys to finish all by yourself. Okay. So after you finish that, you turn in what are required here at the turn in. In addition, you see that there's a challenge question there, and you can read the revised syllabus to see that in each of the three projects we have a challenge question. The challenge question is going to be the presentation project. And now because we change everything online, we no longer do the in-class presentation. So you just do, you can, so this is project one, you have a one challenge question. For project 2 and 3, each have a challenge question. You select one of the, from the 3 challenge questions, you select one as your presentation project, and you finish that and turn in the PowerPoint rather than doing a classroom presentation. Okay, so I hope this instruction is clear enough for you to follow. So now just let me know if you have a problem with all this project. Okay, all right. I just stop here and I see you next time. Goodbye.